Listen to this, though. We're going to talk about this next time code I have of him, right? Remember how he talked about he lives in Austin now. In the one video we talked about, he goes, yeah, I moved to Austin. I immediately got banned from the Creek and the Cave and the Mothership, the two biggest clubs in the goddamn city, right? Started saying he had to do comedy in San Antonio or whatever because the clubs won't take him, right? He talks about why he moved to Austin. Listen to this. This is very, very funny. He says he opened up for a comedian one time and said,
that might be.
I think it's time for me to pack my bags up and move to Austin. That's going to be the greatest move I could possibly think of. One time he opens for a comedian. And then he has a couple shows with Dave Lucas or whatever, right? But listen to this right here. This is going to be good.
So he gets back on. You get there. Now you do a bucket pull, right? Or you didn't have to do it at that point.
So no. After I got pulled, I ended up working with him in Tampa. We did 2 shows. The first show went really well. The second show, I don't know what the hell happened, but it wasn't the best show. And this was for everybody on the show. He made it seem like...
Now, you know what he's referring to right there?
Yes.
When he opened for Tony. So he said, I did the first bucket pull at Kill Tony. It went good. Then Tony said I can open for him in Tampa. And we watched that clip on the show when we first brought up Dubz, right? So now he's bringing that up. The next time he was on Kill Tony, he reminds Tony about that show. Tony goes, you did terrible. You did terrible. He goes, as a matter of fact, you did so bad, I don't even offer bucket pulls to fucking do the goddamn opening for me anymore because that's how bad it went. I don't even trust him anymore. You ruined it for everyone, right? Now, listen, he even tries to say here, he goes, it wasn't just me. Everyone on the show did bad. Tony did bad. This guy did bad. Everyone did bad.
What the hell happened, but it wasn't the best show. And this was for everybody on the show. He made it seem like it was just me. Everybody didn't do well on the second show. And then I ended up coming and flying to visit because actually what happened is Brian Holtzman came out to Florida to do Fort Myers. I think his sister lives in Fort Myers, and he was like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, coming to visit his sister and perform. I drove like 4 hours to go perform with him. And when I performed, he was like, next time you're in Texas, look me up. I'll get you in the mothership.
So now Brian Holtzman comes to Florida. Dubz at the time was living in Florida. This is the same story. He said, I had gotten David Lucas shows out in Florida. They were selling out. Now he's talking about Brian Holtzman coming to sell some tickets in Florida, right? So he ended up opening for Brian Holtzman at that time. I want to pull up Brian Holtzman so that you understand who we're talking about here. This is the guy that he's saying opened for him. Look at this fucking guy. This guy's crazy as hell. Brian Holtzman. Doesn't he look like an old like magician or some shit like that? Brian Holtzman is nuts. And the thing about...
I feel like I've seen him on something we've watched together.
He was on Kill Tony.
Oh.
We watched an episode with him on Kill Tony. And he like freaked out on some guy for having like a job as like a timeshare salesman or some shit like that. It was something weird that he was like flipping out on one of the bucket pools about. But that's kind of Holtzman's shtick. I don't necessarily like or dislike this guy. I don't know enough about him. But I do know his comedy is very crass. Like he's saying the most offensive shit you could possibly say. I even have heard people say that one of his goals is to walk people in the audience. Like that's what he wants to see, right? So this guy is a fucking nut job right off the rip. Dubz says that this guy comes to Fort Myers, Florida. Dubz like hosts the show or opens for him or some shit. Brian says, next time you're in Texas, look me up. You know, hit me up. Maybe I could put you on some shows and shit out there. That's all he says. Next time you're in Texas, look me up. Maybe you can hit me up. I put you on something, right? Now listen.
Sister and perform. I drove like 4 hours to go perform with him. And when I performed, he was like, next time you're in Texas, look me up. I'll get you in the mothership. I bought a ticket the next day and was in the mothership within like 48 hours.
Wow.
I bought a ticket the next day and was in the mothership 48 hours. What the fuck? Holtzman probably, dude, Holtzman's head was probably spinning. Holtzman's head was probably fucking spinning. He goes, wait a minute. Just from the show yesterday, I only just told you that yesterday. What do you mean you're in Austin now? Hold up. Let me get this straight. You drove 4 hours to play the show, because I guarantee you Dubz said that to Holtzman. Holtzman, you're like one of my heroes. I traveled 4 hours just to do this show. Now you got Holtzman feeling all bad and shit, right? He goes, damn, 4 hours, that's rough. I mean, he thinks in his head, he goes, the kid didn't do that great, but he was all right. He got a couple laughs. Let me, just tell him something to keep his spirits up. He goes, hey, you know what, kid? That was pretty nice. Flicks a quarter at him. He goes, next time you're in Texas, you look me up. I might be able to get you in the mothership, right? He's just being cool. He's just being nice. I'll tell you what, he definitely does not expect you to show up in Austin, Texas the next day at the fucking mothership. Holtzman was probably like, holy shit. He goes, wait, you're that guy from yet? Don't you look? He goes, hey, you look kind of familiar. He goes, wait, that was you from yesterday? I took a plane first class. I flew here. How did you get here? Coach? Holy shit. Last minute ticket. Must have cost a lot. You know? This on a whim. This guy thinks, well, Holtzman told me it's fine. He's one of them. He goes, he shows up to the mothership. They go, Holtzman's still on tour. What do you mean? Holtzman's not even here. Oh, well, Holtzman told me I could come here and perform here. Right? So now the people at the mothership are like, wait, what's going on? Holtzman, you said this? They call up Holtzman. He goes, I was being nice to the kid. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. While they're all checking, Dubz is slowly inching over to the green room. He's like, you know what I mean? Just inching his way over to the green room. I think, well, Holtzman said it's okay. Now, I could imagine Dubz in the green room, sitting there by himself, not knowing what to do, who to talk to. Joe Rogan's in the other corner with 19 fucking Marines, right? All surrounding him with guns and shit. Dubz is sitting there going, guys, it's so nice to be here. Record skip. They all turn around. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And Joe's like, security. Who is this man? Well, Holtzman said I could be here. What? Holtzman is in Seattle right now. What are you even talking about? That is nuts to think about. That's actually crazy to think that this man did this thinking this would be a good move.
And perform. I drove like 4 hours to go perform with him. And when I performed, he was like, next time you're in Texas, look me up. I'll get you in the mothership. I bought a ticket the next day and was in the mothership within like 48 hours.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and at that time, were you able to get on the stage at that time when you went there? When you got to that mothership?
No, I was just visiting. I was happy to get in the green room. I just was like, okay, I already met the guys. I'm working with them, doing tour stuff, and I'm in the green room. I was like, I'm gonna move to Texas. I'm in, right? Like, I know all the guys. I know Tony. I know David. I know Brian. I'm in the green room where most people don't even get in the green room. So I was like, oh yeah, this is my time. So I move. And when I move here, they act like they don't know me.
No one knows you. You got into the green room one time and you were not performing. Why are you in the green room? You literally do not it's cool for the comedians' friends to be hanging out in the green room, right? They actually know these people. You do not know Tony. Because you did kill Tony once or twice as a bucket pool does not mean you know Tony. Because you opened up for him one time does not mean you know the guy. You have each other's, excuse me, I just burnt Kreischer in the goddamn mic. You have each other's phone numbers? Yeah, that I could kind of look at that as like a pretty clear indication of like, I know this guy, right? You have his phone number? Can you text him? If at Dubz General, if you were here right now, could I go, why don't you text Holtzman, let him know that, you know, you're in love with him, you're friends with him, you're cool. Ask him how he's doing. Guaranteed, text back. Who's this? Who's this? I don't know this. What do you mean you don't know? I'm Dubz General. Dubz what? Like the insurance commercial? Is that the one you're talking about? That is the craziest thing to do. You showed up at the mothership a day after Holtzman said, I can possibly get you in. He didn't say, to say I'll get you in the mothership That's like so vague. That does not mean guaranteed I'll get you in. That's just something people say. I'll get you in there, you know? Make sure you do it the right way. How do you show up there and not as a performer and then all of a sudden you end up in the green room? Holtzman, dude, he probably followed Holtzman around if Holtzman was there. And then what? Holtzman's going to be like an asshole to the guy, right? And be like, can you get the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Get out of here. Like, he probably weaseled his way into that whole situation. And then to think, now just off of that one awkward-ass green room encounter, I'm going to uproot my 2 kids and my life and bring them to Austin, Texas. Of course everyone's going to pretend that they don't know who the fuck you are. I would too. I would look at you like a stalker. I would legitimately look at you like a stalker. I would go, get him the fuck out of here. I don't want to see him. Now listen to this one. This is very funny. Dubz was on a different podcast, right? That one was called the No Nonsense Podcast. This next one right here is called Only Bombs. Red Bar. Only Red Bars is the name of this podcast, right? Only Bombs. Look at this. I use AI in my thumbnails too, but this shit is like actually insane. Like this guy literally went into ChatGPT, goes, can you give me a bomb that's holding like a microphone like it's comedy and give me like a cool background, nice colors and neon. I want the bomb to be smiling because it's a comedy show. And this is what he gets. This is what ChatGPT spits out for him. Only bombs. Look at this goddamn. Wait until, dude, we're going to talk about this time code right here. We got 2 really good ones. But before we get into that, I want you to hear, not only is it an AI thumbnail, we have an AI podcast intro. Listen, this is like Red Band level shit. This is like Catbread 7, okay? Listen to this podcast intro for Only Bombs. Listen to this. Yes. Only bombs.
Welcome to the podcast where we blow up all the jokes. Detonate another bomb blast. With every episode of pop. Soda pop, pop, pop. Only bombs. Only bombs.
Yeah.
But
Only bombs. Yeah. They go like that. Yeah, boy. Only bombs. That was a good, you have to admit, that was nice.
It was nice. It's catchy.
Welcome to the podcast where we, it's like a metal guy. It's like a hair metal guy. Like a guy from like Megadeth or something. Mm-hmm. You know, that was funny as hell. Only bombs. Podcast very fitting. Listen to this. This first one I want to show you from Only Bombs. Both of these podcasts I just showed you happened like 2 months and 3 months ago, right? First video we watched in the backyard gazebo or whatever it is, that was from just this week. He just posted that this week, right? These 2 were stories that I got from backtracking the catalog a little bit, right? He didn't go by Dubz General in these 2 podcasts. He went by his real name, David Womble Jr. That's Dubz' real name. David Womble Jr. Look at this guy. If that's your last name right there, pack it up. Pack it up. Womble? Womble? A wimble, a womble, but they don't fall down? No, I'm just kidding. Listen to this, what he says right here. They start talking about his comedy process. He says one thing that is very telling about his comedy. Listen to this.
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty good advice. So do you go to Cap City often?
I try to as much as I possibly can.
Nice.
Yeah, like every year they do the funniest person in Austin, and I do that competition. But yeah, that's my focus in Austin is Cap City.
Well, what is that competition like? Is it sort of like a bracket kind of thing, or is it?
Oh, the competition? Yeah. So like the first round, you get a certain amount of comedians to go just it's really not head to head, but it's just like they go, one person goes, the next person goes, and based off of audience choosing, then they narrow it down, and then the second round, they have more industry people come in, and then they pick who they think is the best, and then the same thing in the final round.
Where's this crazy animated guy that we seen from the first video? The one who's making all these weird faces. He goes, I want to see the real names in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, why isn't he acting like that now? This is what I'm saying. Remember I said this before? I go, he has this thing where he tries to act like too cool for school. Like, unless it's him by himself with his one weird-ass camera guy, he wants to play it off as too cool for school the whole time. I don't like that, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. So do they do it all in like one day kind of thing?
No, they do it over probably a period of 2-3 months.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Because that kind of reminds me of, I think Houston has the funniest person in Houston too.
Probably the same format.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like that. But that's, man, that's really cool, man. So
Yeah, I got in the semifinals this year.
really?
Yeah.
So what did that look like? Was
We don't care. We didn't care about that. We didn't need to. That was the nicest humble brag you ever seen in your life, right?
cool, man.
So
So
I got in the semifinals this year.
really?
Yeah.
So what did that look like? Was it just like they called you up? They were like, all right, you're against like 3 other people or something? Or
No, when they tally up everything, they just call out the names, and then you are the next 3 that go on to the next round. Then you go to the next round, and that's when the industry people, like the owner of Zanies or the booker of this or they come in and then they judge based on who they think is the funniest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Man. So what is your approach to those kind of things versus like just a regular show?
Just do what I always do.
Just do your material. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
so how do you write your jokes? Like, do you,
I don't write.
I don't write.
Oh,
Look at this guy. This guy goes, wait, what? He goes, you don't write? So you're like Jay-Z? You just be rapping in your head? You just be remembering the shit? You got the cipher in your goddamn brain like that? He goes, what's your approach to that? He tries to play it all cool. He goes, I just go on stage. I just do what I do. That's just what I do. He goes, okay, well, how do you write? I don't write. What? You don't what? As a comedian, you don't what? You don't write? Or are you saying that you physically don't write it down? You still work on your sets and everything like that, right? I'm telling you, you need to write. We just got done listening to you talk off the dome. You need to write. Because every time you make a point, you contradict your point right after. It's kind of crazy. You need to write that shit down so you could kind of, visualize that, storyboard it a little bit, come back to it, edit that, and then put it to print.
It's a regular show.
Just do what I always do.
Just do your material. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
so how do you write your jokes? Like,
I don't write.
You don't write.
I just saw Gabriel Iglesias say the exact same thing.
He doesn't write.
Bill Burr, exact same thing.
You just
Gabriel Iglesias doesn't write. Bill Burr doesn't write. These are 2 very big, like, legendary names in comedy, right? I'm like them. This is essentially what we're hearing right now. What? I don't write. I don't write my material. You know who else said that? Gabriel Iglesias. Bill Burr. Because I am 100% on the same fucking playing field as both of those I am 1,000% on the same playing field as both of those comedians.
living in that bubble.
Amazing. Amazing to hear that.
memorize it.
So, yes, I'm going into more storytelling. Like my bits now are about my kids, about being a dad, and those things are easier to me to memorize because they happened.
Right. Yeah.
If I go up there and go, well, we'll talk about that in a second. There's just sometimes I feel like when you're writing a joke that's not happened in real life, it seems robotic.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna end this on that, right? Well, no. Should we listen to the David Lucas ghost story?
I don't know about it.
Nah, we'll end it on this. It's essentially the same as the fucking goddamn Brian Holtzman story. Him going, oh, I did a couple shows with Dave in Florida. I got paid by the club. I did another one with him. I got paid by the club. Then I moved to Austin. He acts like he don't even know me. He said in the time code, David saw him and goes, what you doing out here? He goes, I moved out here. He goes, oh, dog, you moved out here? He goes, damn, I got to change my number. I got to change my number. No, he didn't say that. But he did say, what are you doing out here? That's bad. You obviously don't know each other if he's going, what are you doing out here? If you knew each other, wouldn't you be like, hey, Dave, I'm moving to Austin, right? It's a big crock of shit with this guy. But I want to talk about, we've been talking a lot of shit about the comedy, right? With no comedy. I want to show you guys a little snippet of Dubz General's comedy. Remember, this guy don't write, okay? This is a post that he posted just 2 days ago. This is 2 days ago, right? So this is fresh. This guy don't write. Remember, the greats didn't write. Gabriel Iglesias, Bill Burr, Dubz General. They didn't write. None of those legends wrote, okay? Listen to this.
Let that play real quick. Where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? Oh, ain't no hoes in here? You bitches lying like a motherfucker. I smell the perfume when I came in this bitch. I smell your pussy. Bitches be hot. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna go. We're gonna play the hoes. No, keep playing the goddamn song. I'm looking for the hoes. I run up on you niggas. I'm on the edge. I'm just waiting on.
That's hilarious. I'm looking for the hoes. Where the hoes at in this audience? Like they're all 5-year-olds. You know they do that shit in like kids presentations. They go, anyone seen Dino the dinosaur? And he's like behind the person.
Maybe it's because he has his kids and so he can't like get out of that character.
That's what I'm saying. He like fucks with his kids all day. He goes, it's like Dora the Explorer. It's like, has anyone seen my backpack? It's like 2 feet behind her. I'm trying to find my backpack. Every Mexican kid on the other side of the TV is like, es aquí, oh, es aquí, right there, right? He's acting like this. He goes, hold on, I'm trying to find a hose. Keep the, like every audience member is going, he's trying to find the hose. I hope I'm one of the hose.
Ding, 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 ding. What you looking at? Birthday whores, hey! Birthday hoes! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Hilarious. You don't have to write when you're coming up to the stage with material like this. Happy birthday, so pretending to squeeze your nipple like what is even what is this, an episode of South Park? This is crazy talk right here. Happy birthday. Now you think, okay, it's just a little light crowd work. He's getting the crowd, warmed up for his set and everything. I think he tells like one joke in here. Finally. Because almost all of his Instagram clips are like crowd work shit like this, right? He tells like one joke in here, if I'm remembering correct. Let's hear it out.
When I was in high school, this was my shit, because I was looking for boppers, and I was like, I'll pull up to a bus stop, and I'll be like, bitch, get in my car. Yeah. And y'all don't know, in 1999, we had boppers. We was like, every bus stop, it was Puerto Rican bitches, it was Mexican bitches, it was birthday bitches. They was in that bitch, and I was riding in my 6-foot Corsica. I was like, cut it off.
In 1996, I was bopping this jam. We had boppers. We had Mexican bitches. We had black bitches. Birthday bitches. Yeah, when you were in high school, you drove around bopping this goddamn shit. This is the joke that we get. You need to write.
Yeah.
You have to write. You cannot be coming on. This is so fucking lame, bro.
Y'all ain't ready for this shit. Y'all ain't ready for this shit. That did sound very forceful. Like I pulled up to a bus stop and said, bitch, get in my car. That sounded like a pimp, didn't it? Just jerry curl juice flying that bitch. Happy birthday. How old are you? 41? I'm 45. Well, see? White people age like a motherfucker. Shit, I thought she was 76, nigga. Just
sound like you're 76 breathing into the microphone.
He sounds like the oldest. He's like, he just got done dancing his fat ass all over the goddamn stage. He goes, bitch, you sound like you dying right now. You look old as hell. He dies. He goes, he fucking croaks in the middle of the goddamn stage. He does this thing too, right? I don't know if he did it already or if he's going to do it in a second, where he says something and then he goes like that. Like he'll say something, I'm looking in the camera, he goes with his tongue and sticks his tongue out of his cheek as if he's like sucking a huge goddamn wiener, right? You know, I used to do that in high school to fuck with people. You go, you sucking penis, right? That's you on the other side of the classroom? That's you sucking penis, right? Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Bitch, get in my car. No, you look beautiful. Happy birthday. Somebody's getting robbed right now. If that sounds like your horn, nigga, bitch, get in your car. All right.
You saw the tongue thing? He just did it. He just did it for a split second.
Face.
It is. It's like his tick. He goes, I have to think of something quick. Let me suck a cock real quick. He goes, all right, now that I sucked all the fucking, the good bits out of that one, time to keep the show going. They're in the chat saying, the song Bitch Get In My Car came out in 2004, right? He goes, in 1989, I was blasting this in high school. The song came out in 2004, as if everyone doesn't have Google in their pocket. Good call on that one. Scroats McGoats coming in with the true shit. And that was the whole bit. He goes, yeah, when I was in high school, I used to bop to this, insults a woman in the crowd, calls her old as hell, while breathing heavier than you've ever heard a fat man breathe. I mean, Jace Avery doesn't even breathe like that. And that motherfucker's got some weight on that frame. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone should be breathing heavy, it should be Jace Avery. All right? They say black don't crack, but it does die of diabetes, though. They're in the chat saying that. Let's give it up for Dubz General. It's our little check-in on Dubz General. You good over there?
My computer turned off.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, well, it had come unplugged and died.
Oh, no shit. See, you got to watch yourself over there leaning back and forth like that. You want me to turn it back on real fast for you so you can check the chat and stuff?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. All right, I'll be right back.
She's good and bad.